Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. And today is the May 24th, 2022. We have a lot of agenda proposed, but looks like most it is the follow-up, carry over. Let's start. Rata, do you want to talk about the user namespace?
Yes, hello. I wanted to do a friendly ping here. The KPR has been open since early April, and we're targeting 125. So it will be great to have a review so we can switch the KEP to implementable before the soft freeze that we have in SIG Node in a week or so.
Hey Rodrigo, so I can review it this week. I was busy last week with KubeCon. Stuff going on. And if
perfect.
Also some folks from the Containerd side can help review the CRI changes, that will be useful as well.
Yeah. So yeah. CI. Yeah. Michael. I saw Michael. Michael just he will help on the CI and the Containerd side. And also, hopefully, we also have more people like the Chutong, Nantao, and Riven, all familiar with the. I saw everyone is here, and familiar with the Containerd can help here. Yeah.
Great. Also, if it helps, Mark Rossetti from Windows already reviewed and commented in the PR that the changes seems fine Windows-wise.
Yes. Yeah, Michael. I also say Michael is here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Next one. David, do you want to discuss the problem we quickly think up yesterday? Here, bring to your attention.
Yeah, sure. So a little bit about this. So there is a kind of new issue that was kind of found out that has been discussed right now with collaboration with SIG networking. So currently there's an issue basically where if kubelet marks pods as evicted, the IP address for them is still reported by kubelet, and in some cases to endpoint slices, and there's traffic still being served to them. So it's not super clear to me yet if this is happening every time the pod is in terminal phase or not. But it seems like this is a change as a result of the 122 pod lifecycle refactor. There's kind of a very small change there that was done that basically it looks like when pods are marked evicted, the IP address for them is still reported. And prior to 122, the IP address was not reported. And as a result of that, the pod is still seen as like ready to serve traffic. Here, I'll add the link to the main difference between the versus old diff. I'll add it right there in the doc. So this is kind of issue right there. There's someone we chatted with some folks from SIG networking about this. They're fixing the endpoint slice controller and endpoint controller to basically change the logic of when it considers pods as terminal. And so that PR there solve that issue. And once we cherry pick it back probably to 122 and 123, that issue will resolve. One of the larger things I think this issue raises though is the fact that we in SIG Node don't have super good kind of contract slash description sort of what exactly the pod lifecycle is and what different phases are, and specifically like during each phase what information is updated and what is not. So it looks like here there's a kind of small change made that the IP address was reported after the pod is terminal, but before it wasn't, and that kind of caused this issue. So I guess there was no real contract there in place, and so endpoint slice controller was depending on that, but the behavior changed. So one of the things I think this raises, and we've had some other discussions in KubeCon and some other places, some other folks talked about, is that one of the things that's missing is in kubelet is kind of well-defined contract between kubelet and API server and having that documented somewhere. So I kind of wanted to raise some discussion about that and what folks think is the best way we can maybe help or write it down somewhere, or have some type of maybe tests that test all the different life cycles, steps, so that we can kind of avoid these type of situations in the future. So just wanted to kind of bring this up and maybe get some thoughts from different folks.
Ryan?
Yeah, so David Eads brought this up with me recently or over the past couple of days, and I found an issue with probes and the readiness. So on pod termination, we're terminating all the probes, and so readiness isn't getting propagated back to the API on that termination. I'm working on a PR for that. Generally, though, I do agree that we need to write documentation and test cases for all the pod lifecycle stuff. But that's something that I'm fixing right now with the readiness. And after talking to David and somebody else on networking, it looks like fixing the readiness probes on shutdown should fix their issue.
Gotcha. Just to be clear, the issue you're talking about is in pod termination in all cases, or it's with graceful shutdown, or is this kind of a general pod?
It's with all cases. With Clayton's pod refactor, the probes are terminated on deletion from the API. And so no probes are run on pod shutdown, which readiness should probably be still running during that shutdown phase.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. If you have like a link to a GitHub issue or PR or anything, it'd be nice to, I think, add so we can keep track of kind of the other issues that we found as a result of this.
Yeah, I'll add that to the doc.
Awesome. Thanks.
So one part it is, we also want to, David just mentioned that because we need a better documentation and we need to more clearly define those contracts. But another thing it is, we need, because we recently have the testing coverage effort, right? So this should be really document and add more test coverage. So even yesterday, we tried to look at the reboot test, shutdown test, and because in the past we do have those tests, but over years, and those tests either being repurposed or maybe removed. So we need to make those more clear. And so that's all. So Ryan, did you raise your hands again?
I did not, no.
Oh, that's previous left. Yeah. Any other question related to this topic?
Got it. So maybe as concrete next step, maybe what we can do is maybe we can start some type of doc we normally have around pod lifecycle and what they cover, and if we need to add some other ones to capture that, and maybe we can convert those tests into documentation or something like that moving forward. Maybe that's something we should try to do during 125 cycle.
I'd be interested in helping with that if you have bandwidth.
Sure, that'd be great to get you. I'll reach out on Slack. Thank you.
Much appreciated.
We've got a little state change diagram in some code, David, if you want to look at it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Quaitongs has been editing it for a little bit. Yeah, it's not much, but that in the code, is what we've been using for the documentation.
Yep. I've seen it. It's in the sync loop somewhere. I think Kubla.go somewhere there.
I'll pop a link in chat.
Cool. I think we have next step, so maybe we can move to the next topic.
Thanks, David, to bring this one to community, to get community attention. So, Vinay, let's talk about.
Yeah, hi, Don. So this is another update on the in-place pod vertical scaling. The KEP merge is ready. I think it's ready for your review. Were you planning to look at it? It's just the 1287 and 2283, the CRI cap. I brought that CRI cap into the 1287, merged them to have a single cap, because at this point we are leaning towards putting both changes in one PR itself. The other point that I wanted to bring up, Zayoshi was looking at my code, reviewing the code as well, and he found a corner case where if you do an in-place update of resource, say starting resource A, and then go to B, and then come back to A, there was some code in there which would skip that. The way we were using the hash, it's a bug in the code. So it would do the A to B without the B to A would not happen at this point. Once we have the CRI change, it would probably still work. It would have worked, but we should not be, skipping it. So I made a small fix for that. I asked Direct to take a look as well. Lantau, if you can also please take a look. It's just a couple of lines of change in the. I think you need to re-review the Kubernetes manager. Two places in the Kubernetes manager. One is where the hash, I moved it down, and the other one is I skipped a condition that checks for if spec resources equals status resources. We really don't need to block on that because the right thing to do is, if the spec is not what the current C group state, which is not reported right now, the chicken and egg problem that we have, if it doesn't match the C group state, then we should call the CRI update. So I relaxed that condition a little bit. You can reach out to me on chat on Slack if you need clarification. But yeah, please re-review that little piece of it. So yeah, that's all from my side. I'm just awaiting for Direct's response to my, he had a bunch of items for me to fix. That's been fixed. I'm waiting for his confirmation, and then want to see the next steps. Is it good enough to merge early and then flush out whatever issues, fix as many of the to-dos before we get to code freeze? It looks like we have a good runway. I'm going to be out in June, second half of June, for a conference in Austin, and also preparing for that will take a little bit of time. So my time is going to become limited after this week. But if we can get something done by the end of this month, that will work well for me.
Okay, Willie, I'm going to review your the CAP update. That's today. And I saw the Nantao already asked you on that resizing sub-resource update that, right, so that you just mentioned here.
Okay.
So you also have some other things you need, like the, but I don't think about, do you need all those kind of things for, that's more for the beta blocker, right? So it's nothing to do.
I'm tracking all the issues that I know and classified them. I don't think we have any alpha blockers at this point. Although all the many to-dos that are there, it'd be good to fix them before we even go into alpha. We'll work on that July. We have time.
Sure. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
So let's move to next topic. Andrew, do you want to, oh, you cannot make, who is want to, okay, this is more for the call out to follow up for the review, because I think Andrew cannot make today's meeting.
Yeah, that one is getting close now. So we had a bunch of reviews. So if any other folks want to take a look, please take a look. It's closed now. Yeah.
Thanks, Manu, for review. And let's make to the next one. Deep, do you want to talk about the sandbox ready?
Yeah, hey, just a quick update from me as well. Basically, I got a couple of reviews from Kitang and Ruven. And I think got also an approval from Kitang. So pretty much just waiting for overall review and from Derek at this point.
Thanks. Next, Jen, do you want to talk about AppArmor to GA?
Yeah, how's it going, everyone? Can you all hear me all right? I don't know if my mic is working correctly.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, good. Great. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I was just coming over from SIG Security. We kind of wanted to pick up one of these old issues that's been around for some time now to get AppArmor over the line to GA. So I've kind of taken the first stab at reworking Sasha's old KEP in the new format and kind of update it for the changes in the pod security policy kind of deprecation and stuff like that. So just wanted to kind of swing by and get that in front of y'all if you wouldn't mind just kind of reviewing it and giving like a sign off. I'm not sure, I don't think the workload is too heavy to make it to need to push off from 125, but I'd like to get it in, target 125 and get your guys' thumbs up on that. So yeah, if you guys have the time, I'd appreciate a review.
Yeah, I can review this one. And actually, this is being discussed at the SIG Node when we plan 1.25. We just couldn't find the owner, so I even bring this to the team of Claire. So we are looking forward to promote this to GA. Yeah, it's been
awesome.
a while.
Yeah, and Tim was kind of the one that brought it up to us, and we kind of talked with him a little bit. So yeah, we're all in the loop. That sounds great.
Yes, yeah. I recently brought them after our meeting, our planning meeting. So because we think about we want to promote, but we just don't have people here, and we also need the SIG auth to driving this one to next stage. Yeah, cool. We are on the same page. So looks like this is all from today. Any other topic people want to brought up? Okay, looks like we got everyone got 40 minutes back. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, y'all. Take care.
Bye.